After 20 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. So in this presentation, I'll be talking about the seagrass restoration project in Chathurika. I'll briefly tell you what seagrasses are and some of the benefits that they provide to us. So seagrasses are flowering plants, and they have the basic structure as the terrestrial plants and the flowering plants that we found on the land. And the only difference is that these are completely underwater unless they are in the low tide area, they can get exposed. But usually, most of the time, these seagrasses are completely underwater. And it is mostly mistaken as seaweed by the local community or the fisher community. And even some of us also mistake them as seaweeds because of they look the same, but they are not the same because seaweed are algae. They have full past and they don't have leaves in a blades. But these seagrasses, just like the normal plants that we see on land, these have roots, leaves, sheaths, and every characteristics of the flowering plant. So these seagrasses, they usually appear in large meadows. These meadows could be homogeneous or mixed species habitats. In Sri Lanka, we have both these type of seagrass meadows, mixed species and homogeneous habitats. So these are some of the benefits of the seagrasses. So they are, together with the phytoplankton in the ocean, they are considered as the lungs of the sea because they produce a lot of oxygen. And also they provide food and shelter for many marine organisms. And some of these organisms are endangered, like newborns, and especially the green sea turtle and the sea horses. And also most of the commercial fishery species, their juveniles are found in these seagrass habitats. For example, if you take coral reef fishes, like their juveniles can be found in adjacent seagrass habitats because these provide protection for these type of species. In the same way, commercial fishery species also have their nursery in these seagrass patches. And most importantly, these seagrasses, they capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Together with salt marshes and mangroves, these seagrasses, they capture more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere than tropical rainforests. But unfortunately, the seagrass meadows in Sri Lanka, they are highly fragmented. So we need to expand the seagrass meadows that we already have and conserve the seagrasses that we have. That is why seagrass restoration is important. Of course, we need to protect what remains, but for what we've lost, we need to restore and try to connect those fragments again and have the massive, vast areas of seagrasses that we had before. So in Sri Lanka, there are 40 species of seagrasses. You can see in the picture, the first one in Chathurika, it is the largest seagrass species that we have here, usually found close to lagoonal areas. And you can see some small species. So for this seagrass restoration effort, we use Cymadosia rotundata and Cymadosia cellulata. One of the main reasons is these are medium-sized seagrasses, and these are commonly found in the Kalpiti area. So we can easily find the donor plugs of this species. You can see the Halophila species, they are quite small. So it is somewhat difficult to do the restoration with these type of small seagrasses, and that is one of the reasons we selected Cymadosia, commonly known as ribbon grass. So the objectives of this species, this is a pilot project. So we try to use the short-term data by transplanting these seagrasses to predict the long-term outcomes. And also we needed to ensure the long-term survival of seagrasses through local community support, because local community is the one mainly benefited by these seagrasses and the fisher community. So we definitely need to educate them about this. So we do awareness as well. And also we do seagrass restoration research in order to expand this into other areas around the country. This is a project site. It is in Kalpiti Lagoon. You can see the large Putala Lagoon here. Above that, we have Kalpiti Lagoon, and this seagrass restoration site is adjacent to a small island known as Chiliti. So you can see in this small island, we have a very good patch of mangroves, and in adjacent to that, in this area, we have Inhalas, the largest seagrass in Sri Lanka. And this is the area where we usually collect the donor plants for seagrass restoration project. So before the actual planting sessions, we do pre-restoration baseline survey, usually for any type of restoration effort, not just marine ecosystem restoration, but terrestrial ecosystem restoration as well. It is better that the donor site and the restoration site be somewhat similar, because then the transplanted plants can actually grow well and success rate is somewhat higher. So we take water parameters like salinity, pH, temperature, and we try to find the restoration site as much as similar to the donor site. So in the methods, what we basically do, we extract seagrass plants from a nearby healthy meadow. Of course, for this, we need a lot of manpower. We have a lot of volunteers involved with us, helping us for the seagrass restoration effort. And once the plants are extracted, while the plants are being extracted by some, the others will prepare the mixture. We try to make the mixture with some fertilizer and sediments from the donor beds. So we try to stabilize these sediments in a Hessian bag. And then these pre-prepared Hessian bags will be planted by the extracted seagrasses from the donor seagrass bed. And these plants will be transported to the restoration site. If it is a large number of plants, then we will use a large buoy. If it is a small number of plants, then we can simply use a buoy and a tray with floats to transport them to the restoration site. And then with the local community and the volunteer support, we were able to do 17 to 800 seagrass plants. Initially, we wanted to do about 1,000 seagrass plants, but we only managed to do about 800 during this project. All were given seagrass, two Cymodocea species that we found on the species, and these were transplanted in 5 plots adjacent to each other. And then one thing is, the most important thing in any restoration project, we do monitor these sites every 2 months. So during the monitoring, we examine each plot for survival of planting units, and also we take the coverage of the seagrass, because once they are stabilized on the ground, they can actually expand their roots and have new planting units in the area. So that is, of course, one of the goals, to see that these seagrasses, when we plant them in about 1 meter distance, so that they have enough space to expand themselves and make a large seagrass meadow. So we usually take the coverage using the transects and also quadrats, and also we use photographs to see the difference, whether they are healthy enough, whether these leaves are dried, and whether they are dying. So we use photographs as well. And also we also check for the utilization of the site by any kind of predators like fish, crustaceans, snails. Sometimes we don't know what the predator is, because we only see the effect. But then we know there's a lot of predation going on here, and we need to do some things to avoid this predation by other species, like putting a net around that area and those kind of things. But luckily, in this seagrass restoration site, there was not much predation by any predators in the area. So by the end of the first 3 months, this is actually very common to any kind of restoration. During the first 3 months, there was a success rate of 94.5. So it was really successful. But by the end of 1 year, there was only 70% success of the seagrasses. And this is common for any kind of restoration, and not you can't expect 100% success rate for any kind of restoration. So actually 70% is a big number for a restoration effort, I would say. And then along with the seagrass restoration, we needed to educate the people, especially the local community, about the seagrasses. And schools is the key, they are the future generation. So we did some awareness program for small children in the area. And also with the support of the volunteers, we needed to emphasize the importance of keeping the beaches clean. So that otherwise these plastics and all end up in the seagrass areas and also mangrove areas. because they are kind of like the barrier between the land and the sea. So these polythenes and plastics, they are trapped between seagrasses and mangroves. So we did a couple of beach cleanups in the area, very close to the beach, close to the seagrass restoration site. So the future directions will be, we definitely need to continue monitoring. And also last restoration session was this January, about weeks ago. So we are continuing it with we try to do it every month or every other month. And also we need to protect the restaurant side as well as the donor side with the help of local community. And also we need to do a lot of awareness programs, especially for fisher community and the local community. And we try to get women involved in this seagrass restoration project, where we did some questionnaire surveys with the greening community, mostly women. So we try to get them involved in our restoration project as well. And we need to do more research on seagrass restoration in order to, like I said, in order to expand into the other areas in the country to first to find possible sites for seagrass restoration, and then to continue this method and see whether this method is working on other areas as well. So this project would not have been possible without the support from Chathurika Foundation and also without the support from all other volunteers. And also thank you for organizing this very useful conference by Conservation Society. Thank you.